let's talk about how they can cause stress.
Yeah, well, if you get too many plants, like as I said in the beginning, when I started getting lots and lots and lots of plants that didn't have the knowledge really and just wanted to have them because they were beautiful, it can all look well and good in the beginning, but then it suddenly becomes stressful when your house is full of pests, when your plants are full of yellow leaves, when you don't have the time to water all these plants, especially if they need different watering regimes. Pruning regimes, light.
So you've constantly got a watering can in your hand, constantly watering.
Yeah, you're constantly going on, you're constantly worrying. That means you've overdone it. So there is, of course, I mean, there's a saturation limit with everything. You need to just have a decent amount that you think you have time to care for. So if that's 5 plants and you can keep those 5 plants really happy, why not? And if you're going to have a lot more plants and you don't have much time, then go for plants that are easy care, that don't need much water, maybe like ZZ plants or Dracaenas, the Sansevieria types. Pothos plant, things like that. But basically, they can stress you out if you overdo it. Because then, I mean, pests can be a huge problem. If you start getting an infestation, then we're also talking about economy. That can stress you because you're like, okay, I'm going to have to throw all these plants away and start again. Yeah. So, of course, it's stressful if you go over the limit of your threshold. But that's the learning curve as well. And you'll readjust it. I mean, I've been downsizing the amount of plants I have and adjusting it to plants that cope for longer periods without me having to be around with watering and so forth. I don't have the time living between 2 homes with plants that need a lot of water, need to be constantly moist and light, things like that. So that also is a learning curve and a discovery. But of course, that can be stressful. Another thing that would be really stressful is if you go out and buy plants. This is quite annoying when you think about people going out plants just because they're trending, these expensive plants. Because then you're going to be focusing more on the cost of the plant than the enjoyment of having the plant. And then, of course, that's a stress. You're not enjoying that plant because you're stressed about it costs you so much money that you need to just keep this thing alive. And if anything happens, you've lost all that money.
Yes. Which you have.
If something happens. So basically, that's it. You know, that's how plants can be stressful. You don't want that. You want to. The whole point of getting plants is to calm you down and have the time to sit and appreciate them. It's not about going around and fixing and doing things for your plants all the time. You need to have that now in the moment time.
Downtime and just
downtime. Sit and look.
You're so pretty.
Get your cup of tea or coffee or your whatever you want to drink and just sit there and enjoy them. The ambience of the lights and things you have around. Because if you have too much, then you're going to be thinking, oh, tomorrow, right, I have this section I need to water. The next day, maybe that. I need to prune those. I need to fertilize that. I need to, and it can be too much.